Everyone's been in the situation where they've accidentally deleted something. Now, if you've lived in the graphical world for a while, getting that file back is usually pretty easy as long as you've utilized the trash functionality that Linux and Mac and Windows have had for years and years. If you delete yourself something, it usually goes to the trash, you can get it back, and it's just very good. But what happens if you delete something in the terminal and you want it back? Now, chances are you've done this. If you're in the terminal, you've used the rm command and you've removed that term paper or that dependency file or that config file that you really need. You shouldn't have deleted it, but once it's deleted it, unless you have a good backup of it, it's gone. How do you fix that? Well, what I want to do today is talk about how to utilize trash in the terminal. So this is pretty nerdy. The vast majority of people use graphical file managers to manage their files. And if you're in that situation, you already probably use trash and you can just move on to another video. But if you do use the terminal and you'd like to learn how to use the trash inside the terminal, stick around. That's what we're going to do today. So before we jump in, if you leave a thumbs up on this video, I'd really appreciate it. It'd really help the channel. So let's go ahead and jump into a terminal, shall we? And we'll show you exactly how you use a trash container in the terminal. It's actually quite easy. So what you need to do is install a package called trash-cli. Now, this is probably called exactly this on your distro of choice. It's called this on Ubuntu for sure, and Debian for sure, and on OpenSUSE for sure. If you can't get it via this name, you can install it via pip. So you do something along the lines of pip install trash-cli. This is a Python program, so you can install it with pip. Now, I've already installed this, and basically what you need to do is learn some of the commands, and they're pretty easy. So I'm going to actually cd into my test directory here and do an ls. I have two files here, and I want to trash one of them. So in order to trash one of them, let's say file 2, I will do trash-put, and then the name of the file, and then that's it. It's gone. Now, the thing is, unlike if I'd done rm trash or file 2 with trash put, I've just moved it to the trash instead of deleting it forever and ever. So if I want to actually see that this is in fact in the trash, I just use trash, if I can spell, which I can't, list, like so, and it'll tell me exactly what I have in the trash. In this case, it's the file 2 that I just put there. Now, let's say that you have accidentally moved this over and put it in the trash and you want to restore it. How do you do that? It's very easy. Trash-restore, like so, and then just hit enter, and it'll list all the files that are in the trash. In this case, I only have the one. I just put in the number of that file, hit enter. If I do an ls now, file 2 has been restored into its proper place. Very easy, right? So here's the next question we have. Let's just say we have a whole bunch of stuff in the trash. So I'm going to do trash-put file 1 or file 2, file 3, like so. Do an ls, they're both gone. If I do trash list like this, it'll list both of those files. Let's say I'm positive that there's nothing in the trash that I want to keep. I want to empty the trash. Very easy to do. I do trash-empty, like so, hit enter, and it will ask you if you're sure. Now, here's a big caution. Trash empty empties all of the trashes on every disk that you have connected to your computer, and you have to be sure that all those trashes are empty of things that you might want to keep. If you're sure, just hit Y and then you're done. Unfortunately, it looks like trash empty doesn't have the option to specify which drive to delete trash in. So instead, what you can do if you find you only want to delete certain trash instead of all the trash on every disk is just run this command, see where your trash is stored, and then just empty the contents of that file. So in the case of my main disk, it's located in .local, share, and trash. I can just remove that directory if I want to delete just that trash instead of all of them on every disk that I have. So now if I do trash list, like so, you can see that my trash is empty. Now, another thing that you can do if you want is do trash empty and then the number 30 or any specific number of days. And what this will do is that it will delete your files that have been there for 30 days. Now, when I first started using this, I thought, well, this is just scheduling something and using cron. But no, it's not what it's actually doing. What it's doing is just deleting files that have been in your trash longer than 30 days. And you can use whatever day count there that you want. So that way you can keep the newer stuff, but stuff that's been there for 30 days that's probably never going to be need to be restored, you can just use this. Now, personally, I would just empty all the trash, because if it's been, if I put it there, it's probably supposed to be there, but that's a risk that I'm usually willing to take. If I were a more cautious man, I would do this so that at least the new stuff sticks around for a little while, just in case that I need it. So we will just end there because our trash is empty. So that is, in fact, all we need to say about this. I will also just put a little thing on there that this does work with directories too. There's no recursive output here. So as you can see in this command here, I deleted or moved to trash the directory that I was using. So if I do trash list again, you can see that I actually have that directory in there. So you don't need to do trash-put-r or anything like that. It just will work on files and directories. So there's that to consider as well. So that is how you use trash in the terminal. It's astonishingly easy, but there's one more thing that we need to talk about, because obviously there's still the risk of you using RM. So what do? Well, the answer to that question, and we're going to actually go back to the terminal, is we're going to create an alias for our trash. So we're going to do some things here. So in order for me to change my aliases, this is going to be different for everyone. Basically, what you're going to want to do is go into your bash RC or your zshrc or wherever you're using for your current shell. In my case, I just have a txt file with all my aliases in it, and then I source that into whatever shell I'm using. So in my case, I have a whole list of aliases here. And what I want to do is create some aliases for trash. In my case, I'm going to find I think I actually have an RM alias around here somewhere. Maybe not. No, I don't really. Okay, so what we're going to do instead, we'll just go ahead and go up here to this here, and we'll do alias, and we're going to do RM and equals, like so, and then do trash-put, and that, like so. And then when I use RM, it will just move everything to the trash. And I won't have to worry about the whole -rf flag on RM. I will just get used to using RM all the time. It will move everything to the trash, and then every once in a while I will have to remember to empty it. Not that big a deal, because I was doing that anyways. Basically now, if I save this, and I save this like so, and I make myself my test directory again, and I go in, and then I do an ls. You can see I now have a test directory there. I need to source my alias so that it's actually available in this session. So I have an alias for that. It's called SBA. That just sources my bash RC. If I do an ls here, I have that test thing here. Now if I do RM test, I would normally, in order to delete a directory, I'd have to do rm-rf test and then do it that way. But as you saw, I just use rm. If I do a trash-list, you can see I actually have that directory right there. What's interesting here is that there's no conflicts there about having two different file names. So if you were to have this situation here, you'd probably have to go into your trash to see which one you needed to restore. Not that big a deal, but definitely something you should keep in mind. So now I have an alias that allows me to use trash instead of using the regular old RF command, which was dangerous because I was constantly deleting things that I shouldn't. So that's how you do it. Pretty easy, pretty cool, and if you mess around in the terminal quite often like I do, this could save your bacon. So that's it for this one. If you have thoughts on this, you can leave those in the comment section below. And if you're one of those people who say, well, Matt, that's not the best way of doing things, well, that's okay. You can share what your best way of doing things in the terminal, or in the comment section below. I'm sure your way is better than mine, but this is the way that I do it. So that's it for this one. If you have thoughts on any of this stuff, again, comment section below. You can follow me on Mastodon. That link will be in the video description. You can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/thelinuxcast or on YouTube or Ko-fi. Those links will also be in the video description below. Or you can head on over to the store where you can find awesome hats like this one. I was going to wear this one, but I forgot to put it on. Instead, it just sat here next to me. So if you want to get that hat, shop.thelinuxcast.org, which is available, which is where you'll find all of my awesome merch, all the proceeds for which go directly towards helping me make more Linux content for you guys. Thanks everybody here who does support me on Patreon and YouTube and Ko-fi. You guys are all absolutely amazing. Without you, the channel just would not be anywhere near where it is right now. So thank you so very much for your support. Like I said, I appreciate it more than I can say. So I know the economy is shit. I know that the world is falling apart at the seams, or so it seems, but it always seems that way, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. But if you've found a way in your heart and your wallet to support me monetarily, or even just watching these videos, I really do appreciate it so very much. So thank you so much for all of that. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good one. We'll see you next time.